I don't think it's fair to compare us to any other sort of indoor experience, mostly because what you're getting in the total package is an event. It's not just a show. The students perform, the directors direct, the instructors instruct, but after that you also have extreme value in the adjudication that we bring in from around the country. You know, you get to a show and you get to one of the events that we put on, and seeing the community, seeing it grow, seeing all the people that you can inspire to do more, that really brings us all together, and I think that really makes the effort worth it. My name's Casey Brohard. I'm one of the founding members of NCPA, and I'm the current president. So my role with NCPA is to basically set the direction and the course for the circuit, see where things are going, predict any obstacles in the future, and also really try and meet the community where they're at and provide, obviously, tools that they need to be successful. Yeah, people always ask us as a board, especially since we're all volunteers, what our drive is, what keeps us going. The mission of NCPA is to provide a competitive outlet for percussion ensembles and wind ensembles through the means of education, through having the strongest vendors, the strongest hosts, the strongest volunteers, the strongest corporate sponsorships and awards, and in tandem with that, just really trying to enrich the lives of young performers. Yeah, NCPA began mostly around the thought that we needed something better for the percussion ensembles, for us to really grow into the ensembles that we wanted to be. And it came mostly from an instructor standpoint, saying, this is what we need, these are the tools we need to have, and these are the adjudicators that we want to bring in, and a lot of people really rallied behind that. The first show, we were only expecting maybe 5 or 6 groups to show up, but I think there was 19 that took the effort to get out here to Northern California, all the way from Bakersfield up and through Sacramento. So each season is unique. Seeing the growth from 2010, from only doing one show, working on scores on an Excel sheet and sending those out maybe probably a week later just to make sure we had everything right, to really moving everything into real time. I feel like that's one of the stronger strengths we have now, is just making sure that the ensembles are receiving the information they need right away, and then from there they can instantly go into putting that into use, making their show better, making their product better, and making the overall experience for the students much better. You know, there's been some extreme growth probably in every area we have, so I'm really proud of the effort the board has put in. I'm also really proud of the community for sticking with us and helping us through this journey too. As far as expectations for what you should see coming into an NCPA show is, this might sound trite, but it's the community. It is absolutely about being there and seeing other groups, talking to other directors, talking to other educators, saying, hey, you know, how do you guys do this with your floor? How do you guys pack up your trailer? How do you budget for things? Maybe my parents can learn a few things. Everything top down, directors all the way down to, you know, the incoming freshmen. Everyone has a chance to really grasp onto the community and see what we have going on. Yeah, students are probably our top priority. I think in terms of engaging an ensemble and engaging some of the performers for a full day, it can be daunting to see how many things we can try and throw at students. The biggest thing for us is to make sure that they feel ultra confident when they walk into the performance area. But also after the shows, we don't want them to just kind of, you know, fade into the back of the bleachers. We want them to kind of be up front, and we've really put a lot of focus into which clinicians we bring in, which ones can be the most engaging, and we get a wide variety and a really diverse group of clinicians to show up at every show. You get everybody from, you know, world-renowned Jacob Nisley from the SF Symphony, and then you get guys that have been on Broadway. And I don't think anybody's really putting forth as much effort into a holistic package of this show. You're gonna see A, B, and C groups, but you're also gonna see this performer, you're gonna see this adjudicator, this arranger, and this clinician. One of my favorite events is I&E. It really brings to light the individual prowess behind an instrument, the creativity outside of learning the same 6-minute show. I just remember just a few performances just being floored. I feel like the I&E performances are probably the best things to see. So we're always trying to continue the encouragement factor and making sure that students are aware of the I&E competition and making sure that they can really take time to broaden their horizons and max out their own performance quality. I think at the beginning of the show, I like to be at the starting line. I like to see the group right away and make sure that I can kind of get a vibe check. And to me, that's fun. I love seeing the jitters. I love seeing the little powwows that everybody has. And then at the end, I try and be, somewhere towards the exit and see those deep breaths and see those high fives and, seeing the staff just, also helping out, pull floors out, but also just like hyping up the kids again. I think those things, when I can be in those positions, that really kind of brings it back to, the original idea of why we did this. There's a very familiar, reoccurring sort of face that people put on, and I think it was the first time we had Stockton Arena. Seeing the kids get pumped up in the back, behind the curtain, with their head down, and then as soon as we open the curtain, they come out and their eyes just get a little big. It kind of stunned them for a second, and then they got narrowed in and honed in. But I do feel like that was a big gamble that we've done. Seeing those little glimmers in their eyes and everyone's eyes is just, it kind of makes us realize that we're doing the right thing. And I think that's probably one of my favorite parts, is just kind of seeing the shock and awe of performers when they enter into Stockton Arena. All roads lead to Stockton. And if not Stockton, it's another arena for championships. So we feel like we owe our ensembles a venue of that size and an experience of that size as well. If we feel really confident in our ability to manage stronger events and larger events. Even backtracking from there, I think the regular season shows, we really want to expand our reach, open up the map again and see where we can go, see where the ensembles are coming from, and see if we can beat them to where they're actually at. Bringing shows closer to them might ease a lot of the burden of travel and cutting costs that way for them. NCPA's stance on memberships and, the amount of shows you have to attend. There's a lot of circuits that are constantly talking about circuit loyalty. And how are you loyal to the circuit? How are you loyal to us? And we feel quite the opposite. We want to be ensemble focused. We want to be loyal to our ensembles. We want to make sure we provide the best experience. And through that, all of the education, all the adjudication, and the best performances possible. So for us, we encourage anybody to just try coming to one show. If you feel like you're not really sure where your ensemble is in the competitive spectrum, just come. Just show up to one show and see what you think. There's no obligation to come to 3 shows. There's no sort of inherent circuit loyalty. We are always thinking about us being loyal to the ensembles. And if you feel like one show fits your schedule, it's great. We'd love to have you. Can't wait to see you. It's such a fun, unique activity, and the nurturing aspect is just, it's so cool. It comes from all avenues too. People that are dying to just help out, open a door, or help tape down the floor. I think those things go a long way. And we always wanted to make something big of this, but I just remember the first meeting we had was between the 3 of us, was Nate Borg, Vince Oliver, and myself. After we went to a show, we all just kind of stared at each other like, there's got to be something better than this. And just to kind of think about where that meeting began to where we are now, I can't wait to see what the next 13 years has in store.